An icy cold night across New Mexico after a winter storm causes crashes, closures, and close calls.
Overnight crews working to get roads ready for your morning commute. We have live team coverage. There's still some snow and a lot of cold tonight.
Our coverage starts tonight with Chief Meteorologist Mark Ronchetti.
You guys, another transition night for us. The snow is starting to die down, but we do still have winter storm warnings across the Northeast for another hour or two, and then these are going to come off the board, as well as winter advisories across the Southeast and even a winter storm warning still in Lee County. But we're starting to see a marked decrease in the precip across the state. You can see now just some little pockets of showers out there, but not much in the way of widespread snow at this point. And we'll continue to see this die down. We're punching in some drier air from the west. But by the way, there is another storm on the horizon here, which we'll get to in your full forecast. But take a look at the wind chill numbers right now across the state. Las Vegas has a sustained wind of 16 miles an hour. You couple that with the fact that they're right around zero anyway, just temperature-wise, and you get that 20 below number for wind chill. Santa Fe feels like 2 below. Albuquerque feels like 11, 8 in Los Alamos. And across the south, the good news is it's not as bad, but still Roswell, Hobbs, Carlsbad, all feeling very cold out there for tonight. And in fact, tomorrow morning, it will be brutally cold. So we'll talk about what that's going to mean for your morning commute. We'll take a look at the next storm, which is bearing down on New Mexico as well, and it'll be here by the weekend.
Tonight, roads are bad all across northern New Mexico. It's slow going on I-25 just north of Bernalillo, all the way to Raton, where it's snow-packed and icy tonight. In Santa Fe, snow started falling before the sun came up, and it didn't stop for hours, causing this mess tonight. The temperature, 0 right now in the capital city. Several crews will be working tonight to clear I-25. Earlier today, there were several crashes like one near La Bajada where a van slid down an embankment into the median. And one of our photographers caught this earlier today near Glorieta. A pickup truck pulling a trailer, almost losing control on I-25. The truck and the trailer slip and slide, but ultimately regain control.
A sergeant with the Sandoval County Sheriff's Office remains in critical condition tonight. Authorities say Sergeant Robert Barron was directing traffic after an accident today on I-25 near the San Felipe Casino when he was hit by a car that lost control on the slick road. Barron was rushed to UNM Hospital. No word yet on whether the driver who hit him will face charges. A Santa Fe County Sheriff's deputy ended up off-roading in his cruiser. This was on northbound I-25 at Old Pecos Trail. He got himself stuck. The good news, he was not hurt.
Now to Interstate 40. Department of Transportation workers have been hard at it all day trying to keep it clear. News 13's Amanda Goodman is live in Cedillo Hill on I-40 with more on that. Amanda?
Well, Jess, things have certainly quieted down as far as the snowfall, but now it is just brutally cold out here. And that, of course, raises the concern of ice. Now, Interstate 40 did not look too bad right around the East Mountains tonight, thanks in part to those plows you mentioned. We saw them everywhere, also helping things, drivers using a bit of caution and letting off the gas. Now, earlier in the day, during the height of this storm, it was a completely different story. Cars and semis were slipping and sliding, some even off the roads. Tonight, we didn't see any of that as we made our way east along the interstate, but we did run into some tricky driving conditions a few miles outside of Moriarty, thanks to blowing snow. By the time we got to Klein's Corners, some people had given up for the night.
It just got worse, icier and icier. It was down to one lane. I noticed the truckers were starting to get off at the rest stop.
Is that kind of your cue?
That's my cue. You know, when the truckers won't do it, I'm not going to do it.
Now, we did see some plows along Old Route 66 in the East Mountains, but a lot of the side streets, I'm told, are still pretty rough. So you may want to give yourself a little bit of extra time tomorrow and use a lot of caution when you're driving in the morning. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Amanda. In the metro area, the snow was falling earlier.
But the concern now are the falling temperatures causing slick roads and even sidewalks. News 13's Lizzie Mitri is live downtown.
Dean, Jessica, Amanda said it. I'm going to say it again. It is cold out here. We did find some people outside tonight, though, braving the elements. In the uptown area, snow blanketed tables and chairs outside. Some sidewalks that were snow covered are now slick with ice thanks to those freezing temps, causing a few people to slip. Despite that cold, quite a few people actually made it out to the River of Lights tonight. We even caught someone out there in shorts, but most people were prepared with warm winter gear and hot chocolate.
Are you cold?
It's freezing, yes. We're just gonna run in and get some food and then go home.
If you are traveling, you'll see the main roads in the metro aren't snow covered anymore, but the Department of Transportation is warning about that ice. They say the overpasses and the bridges, especially those, are the ones that will freeze first. Back to you.
All right, Lizette, thank you. And the Department of Transportation says they will continue working on the roads overnight.
In southeast New Mexico, it's been a mix of snow and freezing rain, causing a mess there. It went from 70-degree weather yesterday to the mid-30s today. This is what it looked like in Roswell. One driver told us it took him 5 hours to get to town from Hobbs, a trip that normally takes just under 2 hours.
I've been traveling the road at about 38 miles per hour to the maximum of 50. And it's pretty treacherous.
And once you got to Tatum, down here to Roswell, the roads are pretty bad. The snow is really thick and there's a couple of rollovers.
Police say despite all the crashes, there were no major injuries. If roads aren't heavily traveled on, well, they're likely turning to ice tonight. Again, the worst roads all across northern New Mexico, according to the Department of Transportation. I-25 just north of Bernalillo all the way to Raton is snow-packed and icy. On I-25 south of Albuquerque, it's black ice. That will be the concern tonight. The DOT says to slow down on I-25 for a 50-mile stretch starting at Bernardo. The DOT says drivers should slow down on eastbound I-40 from just outside Albuquerque to Santa Rosa and watch out for ice. And remember, lots of roads will still be slick in the morning. For the latest driving conditions, call 511. We also have a link to the state's road condition hotline on KRQE.com.
Today, the Albuquerque Public School District gave parents the option to pick up their kids early or keep them in school.
There's snow on the road. I ate snow.
You ate snow?
And
As far as classes go, APS officials tell us most students did stay in school today, but a few hundred parents took advantage of the offer. APS only canceled classes for the schools in the East Mountains where road conditions were the worst. Today, schools in Los Lunas were initially on a 2-hour delay, but it soon became clear that classes should be canceled. In Belen, schools were dismissed early, and this little calf didn't seem to mind the snow as he wandered around a pasture there. Well, some schools will still be on a 2-hour delay tomorrow morning, including those in the East Mountains. Be sure to check the ticker at the bottom of your screen for the latest on school delays and closures.